Alright everyone, so in this video here, I've connected my PlayStation TV to my capture card because I'm going to attempt to jailbreak and unlock my PlayStation TV to its full capacity or full capabilities, much like I did on my PlayStation Vita handheld. Now, one of the reasons why I want to do this is, well, not only to play games, but also play homebrews and basically just do things on here. And also have another device to use for whenever I do want to stream. I can play basically any games I wanted to through this thing. However, I completely forgot that I didn't have a controller that was compatible for this. So I reluctantly bought a brand new DualShock 4 controller. These things are still $60. Brand new. And I got the plain Jane black one because it was like a little bit cheaper than those, nicer colored versions. But yeah, $60 in 2013 for a DualShock 3 controller. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to charge this. Did these things never come with a freaking charging cable? Seriously? Okay. It did not come with a charging cable. Okay, at least it has power. Still need a USB cable to connect this thing to. Probably should have been more prepared for this, but apparently I wasn't. Okay, here's one. Hopefully this isn't just a... No, this is not just a charging only. But, alright, so I'm going to take this cable and I'm going to connect it to the USB port to actually get it synced up. Because I think that's what I'm supposed to do. And go from there. Alright. Alright, now it's synced. At least that part makes it easy. So now that... Why did my thing go away? Did my thing malfunction? Hang on. That was a little weird. Why did it go away? Okay. So first things first, assuming it doesn't mess up, is I'm going to first download the update. Wow, I'm definitely not used with the with this controller, that's for sure. All right, he's doing that, so I feel like this controller needs to be charged, though. So I'm just going to grab my little power bank, plug this in, and let it charge meanwhile. All right. All right, so I'm going to make sure this is fully updated, and there's another update. So I guess while I was doing that, I can show you my Jailbreaking Vita. All right, so here's my Jailbreaking Vita here. So if, say, like I want to play Quake 2, it's loading up Quake 2 and it's going to start playing. Yes, I can actually play Quake 2 on this thing if I wanted to. It has like online play and all that, which is pretty cool. But it also allows me to basically download anything I want on this thing. And that's part of the reason why I want to do it too. So that I can basically just play anything on this thing. And the PlayStation TV will basically allow me to do the same thing, except I can play it on the TV. Or, if I want to stream it, I can always stream it online. I wonder if I should cut this part out. Maybe I need a drink. But hey, I also got this thing. Got this little charging stand for the controller because I need something to charge it with. All right. Pressing the PlayStation button, connected. All right, so is this thing fully updated now? All right, now it's fully updated. So now I need to go to the web browser. Or should I fully reset this thing? Nah. All right, so I need the web page. So because you can actually do everything through the system itself. You actually don't even need a computer for this. So I should be on the latest one. All right. So what I need to do is go here, HTTPS jailbreak dot PSP2 dot dev. And then you go to this. So I'm up to 3.74, so I'm going to go ahead and unlock my Vita. So I'm going to click that. Unlock. And from here, I'm going to install this first one here. Press X. Press X to install Vita deploy. All done. And I should be able to, yeah, just exit. So now I got Vita deploy. But I'm going to go to settings first. Now, by the way, the steps I did works on the PlayStation TV and the second generation PlayStation Vita, because basically they both have the 1 GB built-in storage. However, if you are going to be doing this on a first generation, or basically the OLED version of the Vita, you actually want to do the option where it says replace near with Vita deploy instead, because basically what that would do is basically remove that program near, it's unsupported anyway, and replace it with Vita deploy. So basically that's like a workaround if you're not using a memory card on the Vita, which is a nice thing to do also, because one really nice thing about doing this is that it allows you to use those Vita to SD card adapters for the game card slot, and then you can just use a micro SD card, which means you don't have to overbuy those proprietary memory cards for the Vita. So that's a really nice thing about it. So we're going to go ahead and launch settings. And now we got this Hinkaku settings. And we're basically going to check enable unsafe homebrew. So we're going to return here and then close the settings here. So now I should be able to, and by the way, everything I'm doing right now is reversible. This next step is going to make it permanent. And when I say permanent, I'm saying even if you try to reformat the PlayStation Vita, is never going to go back to the original stock. So just keep that in mind. So now what we're going to do is open up Vita deploy. Tap install and we're going to hit the install right here. Or we can just start it actually. And we're going to install a different OS. Quick 3.65 install. And now it's downloading. And basically this is the part where you actually don't want the system to go to sleep either. So, but this doesn't take too long. But this is more indicative of the handheld versions, not necessarily the consoleized version like I'm using. And yes, I'm going to be doing this all in real time. So it's currently downloading. I moved the thumbstick just to make sure the system is staying awake here. And I'm going to snack on some broccoli meanwhile, because why not? Anytime. Should I really be doing this in real time though? Or should I edit this? I think there is like two parts to this, so we'll see what happens. If you're wondering what I'm drinking this peach flavor of this sparkling water. Pretty good, actually. Is there anyone streaming on YouTube right now? Let's see. Nothing important. It's still going. Wow. I guess I could open this up, meanwhile. Oh, look at that. It's downloading part 2. Awesome. Here's the little adapter for it. So it looks like when you connect it to it, it just sits here, press it down, and it basically makes contact with the controller. Cool. Of course, this kind of shiny plastic that will get fingerprints and scratches after I, clean it off. So that's always nice. A little bit cheap feeling, but it's only $20, so can't really complain too much, I guess. I'll just leave it next to that for now. It's almost done. Wonder if I should have just done it hardwired. It's fine. It's fine. So when it's done, which is it's almost there. It's almost there. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Yes. There it is. All right. So this is the part where you cannot go back. And that is, do I want to install this custom firmware? Press X to confirm. And it will continue in 20 seconds. The software will make permanent modifications to your Vita. If anything goes wrong, there is no recovery, not even with a hardware flasher. The creators provide this tool as is, without warranty of any kind, express or implied, and cannot be held liable for any damage done. Do I accept this? Yes, I do. So X it is. No going back. So long, stock PlayStation TV. But to be fair, so far, I haven't had any issues with my my regular Vita, so I'm pretty much fine with it. Now it's installing the software. And keep in mind, I'm doing everything straight from the Vita. It's not touched the computer. All right, so it is now using the custom firmware. I'm going to launch the Vita deploy. And I'm going to go to App Downloader. And I think it's supposed to be this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and download that. Can now exit. And now I got this one here. and I will install the full ITLS package. Let it do its thing. Now it's going to reboot. So far, so good. And the next thing you want to do is block automatic updates. So I'm going to go to the settings option, or the settings here, and go to system, auto start settings, and uncheck the download update file for system software. The reason why you want to do that is if there's anything that Sony decides to release that will brick the systems, it can't do that. At least when you have when you disable the auto updating. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm done with this, so go back, close out the settings, and I should be able to go to the settings here and enable PSN spoofing, enable version spoofing. And this is the part where it's actually really funny, because especially like the recent news of Sony hiking the price of PSN, I find it really funny that in 2023 that I can go into my hacked Vita, go to spoof version, and change the spoof version to whatever version I need it to be. So I'm basically going to have this Vita spoof PSN thinking, hey, I'm on the latest version, even though I'm not. Which is kind of funny if you think about it. So now that that's done, I can exit the settings. Go to Vita deploy, app downloader, and another thing I need is this one. We're going to download those two actually. And the YAMT installer, what that allows me to do also is basically have it so that I can use the Vita to SD card adapter. So I'm going to go here. And I'm actually going to install the full version. So now it's going to reboot it. And whoops, no. Trying to, what was it now? No, I think it was through Vita Deploy, actually. So currently, I'm also double checking just to make sure if it's going to read it or not, which is not. So I'm going to go back to Vita Deploy. Go to Miscellaneous. And I'm going to format this. So SD to Vita and text fat is the format, and I'm going to format target storage, assuming it doesn't glitch out. Formatted! Yes! So now I'm going to mount SD to Vita to grow 0. Basically, that would be like the main installer location for anything I install on the Vita. So now it's mounted. And let's go to Content Manager. That's not it. Wait, that's not it. What am I trying to do? Hang on, let me double check something real quick. Let me just reboot it just to make sure. Maybe that's what it needed. Hmm. No, I don't need that. I did that. So yeah, it has to be through Vita deploy. Miscellaneous. Oh, create an internal memory card. Wait a minute. Okay, I did all that. Okay, so... Okay, oh, wait a minute. I think I did it backwards. So what I was supposed to do... Okay, I did all that. Let me just double check. So insert the micro SD card to the adapter. Did that. Press X to format a storage device. So I go to miscellaneous, format a storage device. That's what I did. Format it. And it's formatted. All right. Navigate back to Vita deploy and reboot your device. So I'm going to reboot it. Then from there, I then install that YAMT Vita. See, it's a learning experience for me because some ways I forgot. So I got the installer. So technically, you're supposed to install the light version, but I did install the full version. So basically, we're going to go to the settings application and go to devices, storage device. There's what I was looking for. Use that. That's what I was looking for before. So UX0 set the default, and this one here, we'll use the Vita. And then hold down the power button on the device and select power off. Well, in this case, it just flat out turned off, so we'll see what happens. Here's the ultimate test. Did it do it? No. And the audio is out of sync on this thing. Devices, storage device. Okay. So now what I need to do, start copying things over. So we're going to go to open up the Vita shell. Wait a minute. Open the Vita shell application. Oh, that's why I don't have the freaking Vita shell. Might help if I have that. There we go. Now we open up the Vita shell. So now we have our 200. The SD card is supposed to be 256 gigs, but 238 gigs right there. That's the one highlighting green. That's my micro SD card. So what I'm going to do is navigate to UX0, which is this one here, and press triangle. Wait, what? All right. All right, press triangle to bring it up. I'm going to copy. Press X. And navigate to our here, select it, and then press X on paste. And now it's going to copy everything over. Luckily, because I don't have much, it's actually not going to take that long. Now, if you're using like a PlayStation Vita memory card, and you have games and stuff on there, it might take longer, but that is something to keep in mind. So I can go ahead and exit this out and go to settings. And then I'm going to navigate to devices, storage device, and for UX0, I'm going to set it to SD to Vita, and then this one here I'm going to set to memory card. And that basically allows me to use the proprietary memory cards for it if I want to. So now I'm going to go ahead and power it off. I wonder if it's going to wake it up like that. Probably not. So now if I go to Content Manager, that looks different there. 238 gigs of storage to use on my PlayStation TV. So now I pretty much have full range on what I can fully do now. So if we go to Vita database downloader, this program's actually really cool. This is like a first time thing, by the way. Basically, you're just going to wait for all this to finish. Luckily, a lot of this stuff is pretty much doing it itself. So basically just telling it to install things and then it just does it what it needs to. By the way, a lot of this stuff is like a one-time thing. After that, it's going to be a lot more seamless. Anytime. Almost there. It's almost there. Be patient. You certainly don't want to try to rush this stuff, mainly because if you do screw something up, it's going to be really hard to basically get a lot of the stuff fixed after. So it's best to just take your time with it and just do it right the first time. There we go. So basically, first things first is I'm going to download this one here. I also got RetroArch on here. PSP Homebrew Browser. What was that one I have called? Let me double check. No, it is that first one, that PKG. Yeah, so. So it's this one here. This is the cool one. What this gives me the ability to basically download anything on the Vita. Any retail game that ever came out, either physical or digitally on the store, I can literally just download it. And on top of that, I can specify from which region. So if I want to play like Japanese versions, European versions, Asian versions, or if I just want to stick to the US, I can do that. Oops. That. So this is all the American released games. So I want to install like Gravity Rush. I can install that. If I want to play the best first person shooter on the Vita, I can. Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. Bam. There you go. I'm kidding about that, by the way. But when I exit it out, you're going to notice I have a couple of things being installed. So yeah, that's basically everything here. And what's funny too is there's also like homebrew versions that I can install of games. So like Left 4 Dead 2D. Um, there's a Halo 2D. There's GBA emulators. Pretty sure there's also Genesis, Super Nintendo, and things like that too. So there's a lot of things you can do with this thing. And it's pretty amazing when you think about it. So like Sonic 1, Sega Master System remake, Sonic 2 remaster from the Sega Master System. So I can go ahead and download this. Now I'm kind of curious. Okay, I do have the app on my Vita. Cool. But yeah, that's basically it. So my PlayStation TV is fully jailbroken. I can basically do whatever I want. Um, and yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. One nice thing too about this too is that it allows me to basically play anything on my PlayStation TV without the restrictions that Sony originally did on it. So if you don't remember, even though the hardware is basically the same in terms of the capabilities, the big difference though is because of Sony putting limitations because they're going to assume you're using a controller. So it's like, oh, there's going to be games that doesn't support the back touch and all that. But yeah, look at this. So apparently this was like an official version. It's just someone ported that version over to the Vita. Wow, it's even in widescreen. That's so hilarious. Holy crap, look at that. This is why I've always liked the Vita. And what's kind of funny too is when it comes to handhelds, at least at the time, you know, with the PlayStation Portable and the PlayStation Vita, you know, for me personally, I've always preferred Sony's handhelds over Nintendo's handhelds. The problem is that Sony just never fully supported these consoles properly, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, I guess. I think that spinning thing was not in the original Sega Master System version. I think that was added on this remake. But yeah, I mean, oh yeah, I forgot the little touchpad. I can do that. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. And let me know what you think about this. I think it's really cool. And the nice thing about doing this too is that basically at this point, all you really need is a Vita. Whether it's the handheld version or the PlayStation TV, either one, you don't even need a PC. You can literally just do everything from the system itself. And you don't have to worry about buying physical copies of games. You don't have to worry about buying those stupidly expensive memory cards, which, fun fact, those memory cards are notorious for basically going out very easily, especially those 64 gig versions. So basically, you can just bypass all that, buy the adapters. You can get like 2 for $10 on Amazon. Buy a micro SD card, the 256 gigs. I got them for $20 a pop. And from my understanding, that's the highest capacity the Vita actually supports, is 256 gigs. If I'm wrong about that, leave those comments down below. Let me know what is the highest capacity. But yeah, this is really cool now. So that's it. Like always, have a good one.